Mm-hmm. 1-1-1 right here from ByuN, hunting for that very first Overlord. He knows that it's out there somewhere, but he can't reach that with a Marine. Going for the tech lab as well. No quick triple CC. That's a little bit interesting.
Yep.
There's a Roach Warren as well, by the way, again for Serral. We saw this build yesterday, right?
I guess they are just safety roaches to deal with the Hellions, or?
I don't know. Maybe he's banking on the fact that ByuN has maybe seen that game against Bunny. I mean,
Kind
probably,
of a weird
right?
moment to make roaches, though, because there are not even any Hellions out on the map. There are
No,
quite a few Marines, but
this is a ton of like roaches as well for this point in the game. Like he made that roach one at like 3 minutes. He's still making more.
yeah. I mean, Serral does have an 8 worker advantage, so we still don't have to consider this an all-in by any means. Maybe he's familiar with this build by ByuN. I'm actually a bit confused because you don't see too many Terran builds that include 0 Hellions, Lowko. It's not even that he made only 2 or he stopped at 4. No, he's got 0 Hellions out on the map.
But it's also not that like Zerg can push out with those roaches either, right? Like he's going up against a Banshee opener. He's just gonna force to sit at home. He doesn't have a lair going either, so it's not like he can go for a Nidus Worm or anything.
We have the first Banshee already in the main base, apparently grabbing 2 drones before being forced to disengage. ByuN has been so active with Marines that don't have Stim or Combat Shield on the map. He's just looking for Overlords. He did manage to find one, maybe looking for a couple of stray Zerglings, just taking away some map vision. I actually think this is a very uncomfortable game for Serral to play because you feel like something is coming. He did obviously get a scout off into the main base, so he knew the timing on those Banshees. We have 2 Banshees out with Cloak on the map. What a funny style here by ByuN on this tiny map.
Yeah.
I'm pretty worried here for Serral in the first game. And even though Serral's in the quarterfinals of this stay-at-home Story Cup, this is not one of these tournaments where he has looked untouchable. No. If anything, he was on the verge of being eliminated against Trap on Glittering Ash.
Alrighty, so we have 1-1 coming up eventually for the Roaches. Serral kind of locking himself into that tech path as well, which is also a little bit awkward, especially once Terran's already ahead in those upgrades, right? So 1-1 is about, I would say, 80% of the way done for Terran. Really, once 2-2 is finished and once 3-3 is started, that's when those Roaches really fall off. And I mean, Serral kind of forcing him into that box right now, or himself into that box. Obviously, he can transition out of it, but he doesn't really have the money for it.
His scan goes down, a couple of Kryptonians do get picked off. Zerglings trying to take away some of the map vision of ByuN. Maybe the Queens can get a lucky kill. Banshee's in hold position, but ByuN saves them at the final moment. I'm really concerned here for Serral. Like, I feel like nothing has really gone incredibly well for him. I think the army that he's heading towards, like how many games don't we see when these are the unit compositions that go up against each other, where the Zerg has 40 or 50 supply more, and even then it gets close. Now you look at the numbers, ByuN is dead even in army supply, and he's heading towards a much better army. The only problem I see for ByuN is that Combat Shield is a little bit late.
I'm actually surprised we don't see the medevac moving out until right about right now. He may have been a little bit confused as well. Anyways, there's that Lurker Den coming up though, and that's obviously one of the ways that Zerg transitions out of this. Very difficult to kill a Zerg once those Lurkers are out, but there's nothing in the top right-hand corner, and there's 2 medevacs full of units.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously going to take a while before the Lurkers are truly as feisty as we know them to be, because Lurkers without seismic spines and adaptive talents are just not that intimidating. Double drop in the top right side. Serral's terribly out of position, as all of his focus is on the center of the map. ByuN is going to find 7 additional drones, and I don't think there is any saving this hatchery. It doesn't want to be saved. Don't save it.
No, he's not even really sending units over there either. Just kind of ate as many of the losses as possible, and he didn't even really respond to it. Maybe concerned about a main push here too? Yeah. Not sure. So what exactly do you do as Serral right now? But you kind of need to get a lucky fungal, right? Like, you're not going to win if you just keep on trading here. It's not going to happen.
I think he's going to pray that he can get some Lurkers out on the battlefield and hopefully at least get Lurker range. But ByuN knows the timings very well. ByuN knows where he's at in this game. Army's getting dangerously close towards each other, but the tank count is decent. First tank doesn't even go down. I mean, Serral once more is just in all sorts of trouble here in that first game. The Lurkers will give him some time, but without their range, I actually think the tanks and Marines are going to do totally fine.
There's the 3-3 fired up as well for ByuN, which I really like. It's going to make those Marines and Marauders especially super powerful against the Road Ravager army. One of the Infestors gets picked off for free.
Yep. And things are going from bad to worse. Serral really knows that he needs to get at least 4 bases up and running. but defending the top right side is just a bit difficult. Lurkers are burrowing in a pretty beautiful concave, but the tank count is so high. Ravagers get in range and they do gun down one of the tanks, so this is nice, but Serral knows that this is going to be very difficult to survive. Marine's going to stim forward. ByuN only one crazy enough to stim towards Lurkers.
Yeah.
And he's getting away with it so far.
Yeah. He's like, okay, there's Lurkers there. Sir, are you sure you want to attack? He's like, yep, let's go, Marines.
Serral is going to remax, but it's on roaches, so it's very deceiving. He's forced to surrender another base. At the same time, ByuN is still dropping on the right side. It seems like this drop will finally get cleaned up, but not before. It's already been a very successful drop to begin with. Serral is still maxed out, though, and he still has Lurkers out. And Seismic Spines is very close to finishing up. Once we get Seismic Spines and Adaptive Talents, we can pull a Protoss and win a game that we feel like we shouldn't have been winning in the first place.
Oh, Fungal! Ooh, almost. Getting some decent connections there, but not really what he was hoping for. By the way, ByuN is by no means all in here either. He's got a 4th base already landed, adding on a couple of additional SCVs for that one too. I mean, this is a good situation for the South Green Terran here. Oh god, that was a fungal opportunity right there.
Yeah, but it was also an opportunity to maybe die for the Lurkers that weren't burrowed yet. But they do have the adaptive channels now, so this is a very important moment for the great Jonas Sutala. What a moment to show up. Kills the first command center, the second one does get cancelled. Picks off the tank, drops a couple of corrosive balls. Can Serral get the planetary? It kind of feels like the answer is yes, and he does get it. He is going to pay the price with a couple of roaches and Ravagers, but well done by Serral. At least he gets something out of all those roaches. Yeah. Really good trade, man.
Yeah, this is a fantastic trade. 2 command centers right there and a bunch of bio army as well. Plus, this is the stage in the game where he doesn't really want necessarily too many more roaches and Ravagers.
He even
Top right
survives.
corner, though, there is a fight over there too. Only a handful of Lurkers available.
Yep, I mean, ByuN probably a little bit pissed off about how much he lost. A nice fungo on the Marines and Marauders. There are a couple of Lurkers that are going to protect the rest of the Zerg forces for now. This game is getting real scrappy. 96 versus 96 army supply. Serral has obviously been cleaned up on the left side now, but those roaches and Ravagers stuck around for a long time. The 30 SCVs he killed, that's insane too.
Those calls that Serral makes though, where he's giving up the base, like he makes the executive call right here to give up the top right expansion, he just evacuates everything. In the end, it's just 300 minerals, right? And as long as he gets the drones out, it's okay. He's already got a new expansion anyway, so those workers had to, well, travel over there, and it's not ideal, but it's cool to see. So now it's a little bit strange as well for ByuN. Yeah, he does have 3-3, but he doesn't have much eco. He's adding on some ghosts as well, so that's going to go through his little gas bank pretty quickly too.
Getting up to 7 ghosts is obviously going to help A, to snipe the Lurkers, and B, to land a couple of EMPs on the Vipers that are in production. 2 of them are out.
Yep, there's obviously already an Infestor or 2 out as well, so those, I mean, there's a lot of firepower. This is a tricky Zerg army to control. Roach Ravager has to have a separate hotkey, Infestors have to be separate, Lurkers have to be separate. Like, you need everything here on a separate control group, but Serral obviously very good at controlling all of this.
Insane that Serral's turning this into a game, because 2 minutes ago it looked super over.
Ooh, would you look at that, a Nidus Worm.
Yep. Kind of a funny place to drop it down. I'd be like, Serral, why wouldn't you just build it in the main? But I guess it's a bit easier to load and unload units here, because then at least if you're forced to unload or bring them back, they are going to participate in any battle that's going on immediately. Vipers have a lot of energy. I don't know what they're looking for. Maybe a parasitic blinding cloud at first. 1 Viper did get picked up there, but 4 tanks, and the 5th one is obviously going to fall as well. Serral gets another big W. My goodness.
Yeah, the supply count, though, with a Roach Ravager army shouldn't look like this, but somehow, some way, Serral's still sticking in this.
Where is ByuN's main army? It's kind of over here. He's got 7 ghosts, and they have a lot of energy, by the way, especially the first 4. They've been out for a while. Lurkers go forward. I mean, it is going to be very hard for Serral not to lose a lot of units against all these snipes.
Alright, so here we go. ByuN ready to go for a more aggressive push here. That's where those ghosts are so nice. You can snipe whatever you like. Needs to be careful though, don't want to lose the ghost for free.
Yeah. Lost 2 Lurkers, killed 2 ghosts, not the worst thing in the world.
There goes the Overseer, by the way, in the top section of the map.
Obviously has high hopes for a living. And that is a cheeky Nidus in the main base of ByuN to cause the right amount of chaos.
And this is so hard though. Like, the main strength of this, we talked about it yesterday, is just the amount of time and action it takes for the Terran to clean this up. If he cleans it up though before the Nidus pops, it's fantastic. Good defense here by ByuN.
Yep, and at the same time he's landing a few more snipes in the bottom side. This game got a little bit closer than it should have been, but at the last 2 minutes it does feel that ByuN has retaken control of this game again, and he now has a 36 army supply lead, and it's not just Marines and Marauders. That's something that ByuN sometimes finds himself into, right, where it's like, you gotta go for ghosts or tanks or liberators, but he's like, no, more Marines and Marauders. But if the lurker count gets too high, then you just can't make the difference anymore, even if you're ByuN. And Serral is forced to once more make that, how did you call it? The the call?
The sixth one?
No, you went for a call. I don't know. A business decision, a very mature decision, but
The executive decision.
There you go.
I don't know why that came up.
Yeah. I was like, all right, Serral's running a company now, and you know what?
No, but it's like very decisive though. Like he.
Yeah.
Normally we see at least a couple drones going down as well, and he's like, nope.
No, it's just very mature because too often we feel like, oh, we need this base, and if we don't defend this base right now, we lose the game. But Serral's like, if I try to defend that base, I'm also going to lose the game. So I may as well try to just re-expand again towards the top right.
I feel like ByuN has been winning. Oh my god, okay. I was going to say, I feel like ByuN has been winning this game for like the last 14 minutes, and somehow some way Serral's still here. If anything, it's a tribute to how strong Serral is in this matchup.
Yep.
Okay, that was a weird fungal.
Yeah, fungal completely whiffed. It's not the first one, to be fair.
Are those Liberators? Oh, it's a medevac drop, okay.
A few more snipes go down. Lurker count is dropping. Wow, I want to say it's dropping. We still have 18 lurkers on the map. Oh my goodness, and Serral's going to counterattack with a couple of them, but ByuN wouldn't be ByuN if he didn't leave plenty of units at home.
He just loaded up drones in a... Okay, I think that was a misclick, yeah. He just loaded the drones into the Nidus Worm. I was going to say, what do you go for now? Oh, yeah, once again, good control by ByuN.
Yeah. Serral knows that he needs to do something because he can't afford to lose units forever. A couple of goals were loaded into that medevac. That's a bit unfortunate. Serral going up this ramp, but the tank spread is so beautiful. And these tank shots are big, especially once Blinding Cloud rolls out. But ByuN is losing a lot of his frontline units. A little bit of a misclick there. God. He move commanded his bio into the roaches and hydras. And Serral running up the ramp will push ByuN back. Don't ask me how.
No, I was thinking this fight was going to be horrible. That siege tank spread was fantastic, but this is definitely a Zerg army that packs a punch. Bailing speed finishes up at the 18.5-minute mark. Serral does still have 2,000 resources in the bank too. Doesn't have a lot of income. He's really never had a lot of income, but ByuN also obviously has never been mining much.
Yeah, the lurker count did go from 18 to 7 though. That's a pretty heavy drop. And Serral doesn't have the economy to just immediately go up to 18 lurkers again. So we're going to try to get another Nidus. But at the same time, ByuN just knows that all he needs to do is take out this base one more time. And then Serral should be completely rolling out of steam. Few snipes go down.
Oh, nice.
He snipes the Viper as well. That's beautiful.
Oh, siege tanks right there behind the fog wall. Target fire down the middle of that Bailing pack as well. And that was good. That was very nice.
Yeah. Serral's done his absolute best to turn this into a game, but it does feel like he is running on his last legs at the moment. With 5 roaches, he has 12 banelings, but even these banelings are going to have a very hard time getting close to the bio when the tank count is still so high. We've got 7 siege tanks out on the map. And during all of this, ByuN is taking the bottom left.
Yep. Very nice expo pattern right here by ByuN. Serral's still sneaking out a couple Zerglings here. Ooh. A few more ghosts end up going down too. It's like, nope, you're not leaving. Sorry, buddy. I mean, if Serral manages to secure the base in the bottom left, it is once again doable for him, though. My god.
With a great binding count or 2 and then a couple of abducts, it is always possible. If these lurk, if ByuN takes a bad fight against this many lurkers, and ByuN is not only ready for this fight, he does land an EMP on the Vipers though. But the Fungo is sick, lurkers are gonna barrel all the
my god!
Get obliterated. ByuN is forced to disengage. These tanks are going to get picked off as well. Is he actually going to do it? The absolute mad lad. He goes straight for the kill. He's going to try to run into the natural lurkers barrel. ByuN's army is so low on HP.
Yeah, he's just trying to stream Zerg units right now towards the other side of the map. That's the opportunity he's been waiting for a very long time. Even though Serral was up with his back against the wall for an extremely long time, he took the one engagement he was looking for, at the same time harassing the fight up here, even target firing with the lurker, because, you know, Serral.
Well, I mean, all these SCVs are left with that. There's nothing to save them. Lings are going to get on top of the SCVs. ByuN's SCV count is already low, but it's about to drop a whole lot lower. My goodness, I don't understand how Serral is able to hang in there for as long as he did, and now potentially even turning it around. But don't forget that ByuN still has a pretty terrifying army, and if he's a little more ready for the fight, there's a good chance the fight goes a lot better for him. Gets the cancel on one of these lurkers at least. I think for Serral, this is going to be one of the best moments he has, though, to fight this army. It's all the way on his side of the map.
It's not that big anymore.
And he's free to surround it.
Like, is there more Terran out there somewhere? Because if this is it...
This is kind of it, man.
Oh my god. Oh, well, a couple lurkers here. Serral apparently...
Oh, those ghosts are getting so far ahead. Look at the burrowed infestor coming in from the top side.
Oh, no detection! No detection! Yeah, there's one burrowed infestor here, but that one's going to get popped as soon as it unburrows.
I mean, this is still a pretty big army. 88 against 88 army supply. single scan, killing that infestor. That is the only infestor we have out on the map. Oh, he scans! He scans, he saw it!
That is absolutely massive. He saw the little black shadow right down the ground. I mean, at this point, though, that cost him a mule as well, right? There's no money here coming in at all for ByuN. ByuN pretty much broke. All Serral needs to do at this point is hold on. He has the base at the bottom left, which ByuN has never sent a medevac to.
No. Almost like ByuN forgot about it. He did see it indeed with his sensor tower for a split second, so he should kind of know. 90 army supply against 96. Serral's gonna send it, Lowko.
Oh my god, is there enough right now for the finisher to clean up the final bit of this Terran army? All of his units are melee, so Blinding Clouds can shut it down. He has a couple of Roaches and Hydras in there, but I think he has done it, Roddy. Despite being behind for such a long time in this game. He's turned it upside down.
He's got 5 Lurkers left, 5 Hydras, and all that's left for ByuN is a couple of Marines. That is not going to do it. A 25-minute banger.
Alright, so there's the Stimpack started. I would not be surprised if Serral is just going to hold down the drone button. He still needs a third base, obviously. It's a little bit late at this point. 36 drones. Okay. 36 out of 36. Overlord into third. Okay. Yeah, Serral apparently feeling confident enough as well to go 1-1 first. So no lair, no Baneling Nest, just Queens and Zerglings for now. Stimpack and Combat Shield does make these Marines obviously way more scary.
But ByuN also needs to be careful. You don't want to stim too many times, right? Because every single time you stim, Serral's is going to disengage and run away. So he knows that he needs to be very, very patient with that.
Alrighty. So the 2 Evos are done. 1-1 starting up as well for ByuN, or does he only have one? I think he probably only has one NG-Bay at this point. There's the Baneling Nest.
Yep, there's only one eBay.
There's going to still be a killer attack though for ByuN, right?
Absolutely, because Baneling speed is not going to be done for a long time. Serral may have 1-1 by the time that the armies finally clash in a serious manner, but he's not going to have Baneling speed, and not having Baneling speed against ByuN does kind of terrify me.
Yeah, I wonder if you should knock down the rocks over here, like the ones in the center. Like these ones over here that he's spreading creep to right now, because these rocks are, yeah. If you have the Zerglings hanging out here, it's
alright, Lowko, go for it, mate. You go ahead and knock down those rocks.
Like, okay, I heard you, Lowko, let's go.
I mean, if you take it out, you also make it a bit easier for ByuN to attack you. The crazy thing about this game, guys, is that ByuN is doing all of this of 2 command centers. And that is obviously a scenario we don't see super often in TVZ. More often than not, almost every build includes a very quick 3rd command center or a 5-minute 3rd command center. This is now 6.5 minutes into the game. And ByuN is very, very dedicated to this push, man. In a weird way, this is a 2-base all-in. Serral is going to make sure that ByuN is not going to rally everything to the other side of the map. It's a decent army, but it's not the biggest army, though.
Yeah, there's 10 Queens available at this point. That's 1 stim, by the way. There's 1 medevac, so that's like 20% of the army gone.
Yep, that really hurts. Serral obviously has a couple of links below this army, and I think if ByuN goes forward one more time, he can just send these links on top of the tanks. Banelings are...
I think he's going to wait until 1-1. It's still like 45 seconds away, but this Terran army's not moving.
I'm sure that Serral wants to clean this army up, but he also doesn't have to take a bad fight. He's already gearing up here for his run on the left side. ByuN is aware of it, and that's why ByuN decides to pick up his tanks. But
it's a proper high-level move, by the way, here from ByuN, like realizing he can't do anything.
Yeah, and this Sun like a Watchtower at least is going to give him all the vision. But Serral's is going to have so many units, though.
There's 1-1. All right.
Serral, where's Baneling speed, mate? Lara's been done for a little while.
Yeah, that is the main criticism at this point, right? But he's obviously delayed it by design. Now double Liberator as a follow-up. I mean, there's a triple C seed finishing right now, but...
Serral's economy is pretty weak, to be fair, though. Like, 54 drones is not a whole lot. Now, of course, if you go up against a 2-base Terran, you can say it's decent. Serral needs to be careful. This is a game where I almost feel like Serral has just been so confused because he's been reading this as an ultra all-in and a very committed build, which it has been, but in a weird way he has almost overreacted because Serral's drone count at this point is not where it's supposed to be.
Alright. Yeah, I don't think he wants to try and really fight this. Once again, siege tanks going in a good spot. There's also a group of Marines up north. Oh, no, 2 siege tanks even. Okay, well, those bases are not going to live for very long.
It's kind of crazy as well to see Serral even try to take that base while he has a 4th base and has 0 drones on it.
Yeah, I think it was just a macro hatchery on location. What a strange situation these guys get in.
They've been daunting each other for 5-6 minutes. Serral is going to engage his little army in the top side. 1 or 2 tank shots are decent. ByuN is even going to try to unload. At the same time, though, this means that Serral's hatchery is going to be very exposed, and he's already forced to evacuate it.
Yeah, he's already run the drones before those Marines even stimmed down. So once again, he's making the call to just give up the base. Instead, he decides to go for the counterattack. There are Banelings available. He does decide to blow up the wall.
He's gonna get a lot of SCVs. Maybe the orbital. No, that's not gonna work out, I think, unless the Banings would have all gone for it. Those two tanks still going strong. They'll be losing a lot of SCVs. He's gonna lose all the SCVs at the third base still.
These games are so strange, Roddy, but I think once again Serral did make the correct decision here.
Yeah,
losing a drone for 26 SCVs.
Oh, of course, I think that Serral's attack was good, but I still don't know if I'm in love with his position because he's on 49 drones and he doesn't have 2-2 upgrades on the way. Doesn't have Burrow either or anything crazy. It's just going to be pure Ling Bane of 49 drones. Like, how can that be good?
Now there's also a couple of Zerglings trying to maybe run into the natural expo once again. One Medevac sacrificing itself.
Serral has 127 links. That's his army.
So just for comparison's sake, and normally at this stage in the game, a Terran would have 4 bases fully mining and Zerg would have like 90 drones. We wouldn't have been confused at the very least if there would be 90 workers. Finally, he fires up 13 more, but this might be just before Terran goes for the big push.
Yep, I'm still happy to see it though, because I feel that winning the game with just links is always going to be so damn difficult. I do feel that the doors have been wide open here for a while, and if you got 120 Zerglings on the map, I'd like to see him maybe do something. But I guess Serral has also clicked on these Marines, and he's like, well, 2-2? I've got 1-1, maybe I shouldn't get too crazy with the link fights.
These choke points are fantastic though for ByuN.
Painful. Upgrades, medevacs, healing. The links will get the job done eventually, but geez Louise, it's painful.
Alright, 7 SCVs ended up going down, I think, over on the other side of the map. Maybe the siege tank helping out a little bit. Look at him, looking all proud here. It's like, I did it, guys, I killed the Zerglings.
Just blowing up some steam. Yes, there was collateral damage, but got the job done.
Scrap metal, it'll be useful.
Mate,
my God, these siege tanks have been awesome, yeah.
You don't often want to have too many tanks against links and banes, but I guess if you have this many tanks and they have this many links, then yeah, it's going to be alright. It's just important for ByuN that he makes sure he always has a couple of Marines somewhere hidden behind the tanks, right? Otherwise, the links can just surround the tanks and then the tanks are going to kill each other. It almost feels like one of these automaton missions, you know, where it's like aimbot 2000, pure links against tanks.
It's like about playing mono battles here.
Yeah.
You can only make links.
Tanks soon are going to shoot at links, and Serral's going to split his links everywhere so the tank shots don't splash damage. We're like, oh my God, he was a robot all along. We knew it.
Yeah. It's becoming very dangerous now for ByuN.
Yep. I mean, this is Paul against Jaedong vibes.
Yeah.
It's the same, and then 3-3 is like, wow, Paul is doing it again. Took us a long time to realize that you just can't really beat 3-3 bio with Link Bane.
Yeah, no, it's going to be extremely difficult. Serral wants to fight, but mostly just on creep. Scouting ahead with a couple of Zerglings, but not really getting a whole lot done. Look at the tank line, man.
Yeah.
ByuN has been absolutely killer in this game so far with the siege tank positioning.
Not too many Marines here, though. I actually think that maybe if Serral sends everything, and I think that's what he's going to do for it, this could be the one opportunity that Serral has to clean up all these tanks.
Here we go.
Oh my goodness, what a beautiful engagement.
Yeah, the Zerg army is coming in from as many sides as possible. The Queen's desperately trying to keep each other alive as well, and all of a sudden Serral collapses on top of a Terran army. Luckily, not that much anti-air other than those Queens that are way far onto the creep. All right.
I mean, yeah, that was probably the only opportunity that Serral had to clean that up. Serral is going to drop a Hydra then now. Maybe feels like he bought enough time after picking off quite a few siege tanks to get away with it. But I think that fight was only possible because ByuN almost had more tanks than Marines there. If ByuN does bring the majority of his bio forces, it's going to be so much harder for Links and Banes to run in. And obviously ByuN is not going to put himself in a position where Serral can come in again from multiple angles.
All right, yeah, I think he wants to transition towards Lurkers ideally. But obviously Lurkers are like...
That's a pipe dream right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're on lair tech and you just barely can afford a Hydra then. Like, don't even think about the Hive and the late game upgrades and everything else.
Infestation Pit too.
Yep.
We don't even have that one yet.
Maybe it's just going to be a couple of Hydras added into the mix, but like Hydras overlap a bit with... Oh my God, no, what again? How?
I have decided that nothing is going to surprise me anymore in this best of 5 Lowko.
That is the second time you see like 20 Marines going down.
To be fair, that was like in Serral's natural too. So
yeah.
You normally want to pay attention.
Yeah, just going on a walk, man.
Oh well.
Dashing through the creek.
I mean, I still really like...
What?
Yeah, okay, sure.
Nothing surprises in particular.
Nothing surprises me anymore. As ByuN casually guns down one of his own medevacs. There is a little counterattack happening once more. There is a Liberator that's going to keep these SCVs safe. This tank is again causing 61 kills, by the way. I told you, it's Fury.
Yeah, that one is insane. It's been hanging out there for a long time.
Best job he ever had.
I mean, honestly, if Serral wins this game, it's because of a lot of the units going down for free. It's going to be super hard to get a 4th base going now, too. Serral actually attacking that 4th base of ByuN.
Serral winning this game would be a crime. Okay, we could arrest him for that.
It's like, excuse me, sir, do you have a license?
Yeah. We have decided at the Geneva Convention a long time ago that it's illegal to win games like this.
It says it right here, Article 16. You cannot come in from every single angle like that.
Over and over again. Serral's coming even in
my
from
God!
the bottom. The Banelings are connecting with the Marines, and ByuN is forced to pick up his Marines once more. The final tank, though, surviving for a little while. The Liberator is putting in some work. Second Liberator showing up. ByuN still has an army supply advantage, but he has lost a tremendous amount of tanks again. I think it's time to bring over Fury, the siege tank, man. I think we need him in the front lines. Like, Commander, we need you.
We need veteran units in StarCraft, man. This one definitely should twice as much health, twice as much damage, easy.
It would one-shot an Ultra at this point. I mean, still off-grip though, Marines. If ByuN is just going to pay attention, Serral's still going to have a very hard time cleaning this up. Serral is counter-attacking with Lings. This is an orbital, not a planetary.
Yeah, that's the old main.
Oh, not on creep again.
Okay. Serral once again giving up a base, getting a free siege tank on the other side of the map, transferring the drones towards, I guess, the 12 o'clock position.
If this tank ever moves, we're going to play the 18
No, what is the song again on 18?
The Call of the Valkyrie, I guess I was thinking.
Ooh.
But yeah, I don't know how the 18 song goes.
If I hear it, I know it
Yeah,
right away.
like, everyone knows it. Well, we need that tank in the front lines.
I think we do. The hero unit, man. All right, well, here's the Terran economy coming down. So Serral also, by the way, snuck out the bottom right, which I don't think ByuN is aware of. Just some random Liberator.
All right. So Serral
doesn't die, man. It's crazy.
I know. This is a ridiculous game. Now Serral is actually the one who has 24 workers more, but I don't know if he really has the places to put them. There's got to be some oversaturation somewhere, or at least, well, we cannot really mine up this
once
base.
again, 6 support base for Terran. This is where all the money is at, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Liberators are good against Zerglings, but Zerglings are also very good against SCVs if they only have to worry about a single Liberator. Serral's going to morph 11 Banelings. Those are all defensively, but it looks like he's going to have a ridiculous amount of Banes again. He already has 31. He's about to go up to 42.
Oh my god, look at the 3rd base now of the Terran player.
We're bringing him!
Going. There he is!
No, that's not him.
Wait, where'd he go?
Where is he? Where's my big
There's
boy?
4 siege tanks in total. I'm going to find him, Roddy.
Oh my goodness.
Did he die?
No, it's impossible. 74. It's this guy.
Oh, okay. He's at the front?
No, he's in the bed. This one.
Okay,
Right
okay. Yeah. The legend.
We brought him.
All right, guys. Never mind. I was getting a little bit concerned right here for ByuN, but he's brought the one, the only siege tank. The commander of the armies.
I was actually very worried. I was like, oh no, don't tell me we missed it. There's no way.
All right, he's well protected from the rest of those Terran units.
17 SCVs against 61 drones, but obviously Serral can't really mine up other bases. He does still have the bottom right, and I don't know if ByuN actually knows about that.
No, he hasn't seen that one. He should have sent a medevac there or a Liberator a long time ago. It's been mining. Serral is probably sitting there with a smile on his... Oh, you know, he's actually sighing. Never mind.
I feel like Serral's just going to keep on counterattacking over and over again.
I don't think ByuN can clean up the natural here, man.
You think this army can get cleaned up, all the tanks and libs?
No, I don't think Serral's going to fight it. I think he's just going to wait until, like...
Well,
you know, it unsieges.
He's thinking about it.
God, he's actually going to do it?
He is going to do it, but there are so many tanks and Liberators.
Oh.
Steam has been used. This time the plan has been revealed. Big Daddy Siege Tank still alive.
Now all of a sudden the siege tanks on the right, though, are very vulnerable. 80 killed right there on the hero siege tank. He is going to get picked off. F's in the chat, please, but maybe there's enough.
I still think ByuN wins the game, even though the hero has fallen. 88 kills was not enough to make it to the end of the game, but I think ByuN is still going to win. Like, at the same time, ByuN is killing a couple of drones here. Serral is going to be able to clean this up. Oh, those Marines were in a bit of a dangerous spot. I just don't know if Serral has enough anti-air. I know he built a couple of Hydras, but 5 Hydras, I don't know where they are. They don't have speed as far as... No, they do have speed. But
yeah, no, he's got both of the upgrades for them. If he can catch those Banelings on the high ground, that would actually be really sweet. GG.
Yep.
Wow. What a game.
I was actually surprised that Drogo in one of his little video interviews said, it shouldn't be that hard to beat Serral in golf. Golf is way harder than it
Yeah,
is.
I heard him say that as well. Like, how... I've never done any golf, but I can imagine, like... Serral seems to regularly be playing.
Yes, he has been playing a lot for quite some time, and even if he's nowhere near as good in golf as he is in StarCraft, this is actually not going to work out too well for Serral, at least not at first. He does have a couple of extra Zerglings showing up, and yeah, it actually turns into a beautiful trade. I wasn't quite sure. It felt like ByuN kind of invited him almost, where he's like, I've got extra Marines in the corner. Well done by Serral, an unusual attack, but he's not just going to get the Marines, he gets 5 SCVs as well. I mean, sure, big investment, but an even bigger return if you ask me. Only 10 links going down for 5 SCVs and 6 Marines. Beautiful.
Have we seen a Hellion yet this game, Roddy? No, we haven't. Nope.
In the entire best of 5?
No, this entire best of 5 we have not seen a single Hellion. That's actually a little crazy. So once again, it's that triple Rex start right here from ByuN, going into the combat shields, and of course that Stimpack upgrade. So where are you going to take this from here? Well, Serral's going to go up to a whole load of queens. How many are we on right now? 8? Or, yeah, we're going to be 8 very soon. According to Raynor, you have to go 9. 9's the magic number.
9 is the new strategy he's been working on in the dark.
Yeah, he's like, Lowko, you need to make 9. I told him, well, every single time I have extra minerals, I just make an extra queen. He's like, no, you should make 9. I'm like, what? It's
the magic number, Lowko.
Yes. Not 8, not 10, it's 9.
Alright, we have 25 Marines on the map though with Stim. I mean, 8 Queens are good, 16 Zerglings, that's gonna help a little bit. Bailing Nest not done yet. I don't think all 25 Marines are here, but most of them are. I'm actually a little bit concerned. They are going to Stim. First Queen falls immediately. So much firepower in all these Marines. Beautiful micro by ByuN.
Yeah, that Stimpack is gonna run out pretty soon, so he's gonna have to re-stim as well, and that makes this fight super awkward. Like, this is a one-way trip for those Marines. Is that really that great here for ByuN? Yeah, sure, you kill a bunch of things, you kill a couple queens, and like even if the trade is like mineral effective, it's not going to give you that much of a follow-up, right?
No. Feels like ByuN has found the trash can of Cure, and he's like, he took it out. He's like, it's brand new. Who would ever throw away such a work of art?
All right, so once again, it's a very quick 1-1 here from Serral, although he does have the bailing speed much sooner as well. So that helps out. +1 attack is going to finish up here for ByuN soon.
This time it just looks way better for Serral, as long as he doesn't do anything silly with his queens. Loses one queen, almost loses the second one, but does an amazing job in keeping it alive. But the 62 drones, that just looks so much better than what he had before. Serral comes in from the top side and the right side as well, and this tank will get picked off without too much
Look at the whole
glory.
position on the banelings there too, right? I don't know if you noticed, but he didn't want to blow up any of the veins on the siege tank. This very nice control here by Serral in general.
This was a nice unload by ByuN though, pretending that he went home, but he actually unloaded on the high ground. Serral drops 5 Kryptonite and ByuN just ruins it immediately.
Yeah, he's going to be forced to go home. And now, once again, we're in that weird spot. Third CC starts up at 7 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yeah, this is even later than the last game.
Yeah, for like Clem, he starts up that third CC at like 3.5 minutes, right? Like even before that, it's so super late.
Yeah, now ByuN is in serious trouble in this game. This, out of all the 3 games, I think this is by far in a way the best start for Serral. It already started off with the initial Ling run by into the natural, getting a great trade against the SCVs and the Marines. I think it kind of ruined ByuN's build. ByuN's like, well, I already committed to it, so now I got to follow up with it because I don't really have much of a choice. Tried to get lucky, but wasn't able to get very lucky. We do have very early Liberators. This is something that Cure has found a lot of success with too. Sometimes if you can protect the tanks and the libs, anything is still possible. But it definitely doesn't look too hot for ByuN at this point.
Alright, he's doing a good job right now keeping that creep push back at the very least. But now it's going to be Hydraling Bane very soon, and that's a much more well-rounded unit composition. It's one that can go off creep as well, obviously. Raynor has been playing this style quite a bit again as well. Very different games, but it's been successful for him. And, well, he's been scouting Serral, that is, the third base. He knows that there's nothing, so as long as he cleans this up, it's going to be totally fine.
Oh, nice tank shot, at least on the Banes. Serral does have these links at the top side, so he can already bring them in. He can get on top of these tanks. And it really does feel that all that Serral needs is one successful cleanup on the tanks, on the Liberators here, and then he's going to be totally fine. Yeah, Serral is truly going for a 360 no-scopes around here.
Yeah, concaves, they're outdated, okay. We're all about the circle these days, his new favorite geometrical shape. Well, there it is. All of this Terran army is going to be destroyed.
Yeah, ByuN just knew it immediately, so he's like, I'm not even going to try to get a good trade with my Marines. If he gets out of there with the Liberators, this actually wasn't so bad for ByuN. He saves a lot of his Marines, he saves the Medevacs, and he saves the Libs. So what did he really lose there in the end? The tanks. But that doesn't change the fact that the rest of the game is still a disaster.
Alrighty, so 2-2 is going to finish up very soon here for Serral. Normally we see Terran a little bit ahead when it comes to those upgrades, but 2-2 hasn't even started yet. All of those little Zerglings, they're going to bite their way through Terrans very easily. And, I mean, soon it's going to be that ranged upgrade as well for the Hydralisks. He can even transition towards a Hive. He's got a good amount of eco this time around, too. Not as much as he maybe wants, but...
If you talk about a base that's wide open, by the way, Lowko.
Well, there's Zerglings coming.
Yeah, this is like, alright, everyone's welcome here. It's like, oh, there is a tank.
There's Fury. He's reincarnated on the high ground.
Fury's going to have to make an even bigger difference this time around. ByuN does still have a decent army, and Serral is actually perhaps a little bit concerned about running into all these liberation zones. There are some tanks in the backline too. The links that were counterattacking could come in from the top side. I mean, 4 liberators is... he's got 6 in total, I think only 4 here. I gotta say, that is a feisty amount of libs, but here we go again. Serral's coming in from the right, the left, and I think there's some units at the top side too. Lib 5 and 6 show up a day late and $1 short. ByuN is going to re-siege them immediately as he has unloaded all of his marines. He wants to micro off tree, but I think Serral just has too much, man.
Yeah, this is not usually one of those fights you really want to take as a zerg, but Serral's like, it doesn't matter. I've got way more stuff.
No, it was going to Krefeld, but it took a little while. It's been almost... well, I guess it's going to be a year and a half after Home Circuit Cup 20, right? Was that one? Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Is it 2 years? Home Circuit, it was in November, was it?
Yeah, November. It was, I think, right after BlizzCon, November 2019.
Yeah.
What's the next game that comes after this? Rainer is asking me off camera. I think it's Lembo. Yeah, I think it's Lembo. Clem?
Liquid Clam.
You want to cast that one? Ooh. I don't know if Twitch chat wants you to, man. I'm just kidding.
Hey, Lowko, by the way, you've got Hellions here.
Hellions? These are the first Hellions he's made this whole series.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're game
No,
4,
he's been going
first
triple
Hellions. Yeah.
It's just the 1-1. I guess bailing speed is late, though. There's a lot of Zerglings thinking about going for a counterattack or maybe a surround.
Yeah, maybe run by. Maybe the doors are open. I mean, to be fair, ByuN does kind of send everything to the other side of the map. Here come the links of Serral.
Oh, it's wide open, Serral. Oh, okay. Well, he doesn't know. If you don't
like
check.
Scotty.
Yeah.
Can I kill the orbital, though?
That would be something. Yeah, this is buying a lot of time, though, because right now ByuN is coming all the way back home. Bailing speed was late, as we've said 17 times, but it's going to finish up at this pace.
Yeah, it's going to be more than done. And this map is so big as well. There are so many different routes for these Zerglings and Bailings to run. Like, ByuN is going to have a very hard time, I think, creating a little wall of depots over here or getting a sensor tower up. I'm very concerned for ByuN, because I think Serral right now has all the freedom in the world to just go up to 80 plus workers, fire up that hive, and I don't know if ByuN can really do something until he's got more mechanical units, maybe some liberators again, libs and tanks. I don't think the libs were bad last game, I just think the start was too bad last game. There is a very good chance with +2 melee done, +2 carapace finishing up. I feel like we may as well. I would like to see a couple of investors though, because ByuN does go very heavy on the bio units, so it makes sense. It's going to be Vipers first. I still think it's always cool to have the opportunity to land a fungal or two. Whoa! Only single medevac here. ByuN is going to end up losing all of his marines. Man, you look at the numbers, this game doesn't even feel remotely fair. Serral's maxed out, he's got more workers, he's got hive done. And ByuN is just kind of sitting here on these 3 bases, getting a sensor tower.
He's got a ling over at the 3rd base, or the 4th base rather, on the right as well. 6 o'clock position is being taken control of too by Serral, so he knows exactly the situation that he's in. And the situation that he's in is the one that he doesn't even really need to attack, right? He can try and push a little if he wants to.
This is really sad for ByuN as well. He loads up 2 medevacs full of marines. He's like, oh, great.
This is out at the 4th base. This map is massive.
Yep. He's like, oh, it's revealed? Like, yep, it is revealed. Bailing's gonna try to go for a little run by. The sensor tower is here to give ByuN the heads up, so at least ByuN doesn't take any damage in this regard, and that is lovely. Picks up the Overseer too. 2 for 1.
So 3-3 is coming up, Adrenal Glands is coming up, Chitin is plating, Burrow. Basically, Serral has got a massive piggy bank. He smashed it, and he still has money left over. He's going to be able to remax with Ultralisks here if he wants to as well, even make an Aspire just in case of, well, Liberators, I guess. You can add on whatever you like.
I'm surprised Serral doesn't get a little creep highway going at the top. It's like the perfect size to just send 1-2 more forward, and then you can actually cover the entire top part of the map up. One thing that Serral doesn't really have is a lack of vision on this one, so I guess he's not too concerned about it.
Yeah, but once all of those upgrades are done, it's going to be very difficult for ByuN to really get anything in, right? Like, he's just going to get attacked by wave after wave of Zerg.
Yeah. ByuN is going to play one of these campaign missions. How long can you survive against the onslaught of the swarm?
Yeah, survive the Zerg for 30 minutes.
If you make it to minute 27, we can get, I don't know, Rainer out of here. Maybe it will be fine.
Well, put down a couple of creep tumors again. With a couple, I mean half a dozen. Starts up another CC, okay. Ghost Academy comes up.
Do you think this is going to be a planetary fortress, this command?
If this is going to be a planetary in the wall, it's going to be a long game, but not one that he can really win.
I think it's going to be a planetary.
Yeah. I guess it's a good way to stay alive. But like Serral has already got like 6 bases. He's going to soon have like 12 if he if he decides to go planetary there too.
And the only thing that Serral doesn't have is too much gas in the bank, so I guess he wants to play it safe. Serral's even going to get the gold base. 8 mineral patches of gold. High yield. All the money.
Yep. He was already a rich boy. Now he's even richer. Here goes the Zerg army though. 3-3 is... I was thinking about it anyway. It is done. Almost.
We've got Vipers out, so we can start abducting some of these tanks. I mean, ByuN is playing ultra thoroughly here. It's almost like he's playing mech, but he's not. A couple of blinding clouds do go down. ByuN is going to lose a handful of tanks here. Don't think Serral is going to be able to end the game with this attack, but he is going to deal a lot of damage, that's for sure.
He's going to be able to remax very easily. 80 more Zerglings on the back of this. GG is cold.
Actually, only 50 army supply behind it, and most of it was in tanks and medevacs. I mean,